Coming up on My Time to
Tarsky was
Talk.
looted back in the day, and he's finally been able to.
No, it's not looted.
Oh, was it not?
No.
Was it not?
It was just withheld from the country. See for people.
Yeah, no.
But don't be
They come
stealing
in with
it.
their big £15 for a little top or something. Man.
No, they don't.
Surely not.
Are you going
I see a dot on a charity item. I'm like, where you going with that price?
And they're like talking about Pan-Africanism. I think that word alone like just scares the shit out of them. Do you know what I mean? Because
Might
it's
as well
like
say Black Panther.
basically
That person is standing up. You can see who they are and all that. Why has he got a bee on his back? Well, congratulations. You got a statue. What's his name?
Daniel Kaluyya.
Thank you. That's what I'm gonna say. I think I've lost a bit of weight because my trousers is actually fit now. Well, apart from my big belly. Right.
Welcome.
Oh, they looked at all your things.
And the answer
time
to
to
the
talk.
riddle is
Bottle.
Waddle.
bottleneck.
Bottleneck.
Yeah, that was something about a neck, wasn't it?
Are you just going to leave your lollipop up there like that?
Yes.
Discarded and to the ground.
As you don't know about Kojo.
Oh, before we start, how about we tell the people them about our little excursion?
Oh, yes.
We looked
That
at
could have,
wolves.
that could have been included into our weekly affair, but as it was a general thing,
Blacker.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were
Black
looking
History
last week.
Month. One is in the comedians, them.
comedy, what was it called?
Black History Month comedy special, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shout out to
Oh,
The
comedy
hosts.
Shutdown.
Yeah, Eddie and Robbie from The Real McCoy and others,
And
other
other
things.
things.
Yeah. Robbie was recently in Supercell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Supercell.
Blacker indeed.
And the great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no,
Mum is
Richard
planning love.
Blackwood.
Who was the next one? Woman? I can't remember the first
Oh, yeah,
one.
the woman.
The first
as
guy, I
well.
can't remember his name, but he was good.
He was good.
That's true.
He
was.
seemed like new.
Yeah, I think he was like the warm up, but he did well.
Yeah, he did.
And then Annette, I think she kind of stole the show. She's
She was
born and bred in
absolutely
Birmingham, or is she?
amazing.
I don't
Yeah,
think
she
but
was.
she's from Birmingham. She lives in Birmingham now.
No, she said she moved to Handsworth and
Yes.
they took her in
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah. But yeah, she was amazing.
Really brilliant show. Really,
Yeah.
really.
Oh, and then Richard, obviously.
And then
And
Richard.
then,
Yeah.
Richard can talk and talk.
I
and
tell
talk
ya,
and
you
talk,
know,
and
he done a good show.
that
He
was
did.
good though, yeah.
Yeah. I think
Very
they had to tell him, yeah, we're over time.
Yeah.
You know.
Because he was just banging off loads of stories. He was just chatting
Yeah.
about whatever.
That was funny.
He really got into it.
Obviously, his main gal up front.
Oh
Stop
God!
it, Rach.
You know those women in the audience that I go to every show.
Shut up.
I know Richard very well.
Click, click. No, it was.
She was taking
It was
pictures
one of
like
them.
he was her man. She,
Videoing him.
oh
was
God, she reached out. Anyway, yeah,
Bless,
it was
bless.
very good.
It was
Yeah,
really,
it was a
really,
real
really
good show.
And it was great to be with you girls. That
Yeah,
was,
yeah. I had to go to a comedy show as well because boy, I needed to laugh that day.
Yeah, I
because
know.
You know, we needed it.
literally,
That's true.
definitely needed just
So
like
through
to
the
get
hustle of the life thing, we had a good time.
yeah, it was very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shall we go with the weekly affair then?
The weekly affair. I wish I could sing.
I wish you could.
Well,
The
mine.
bedtime nursery rhymes was harsh.
I was going to start with.
Tinker,
Sorry.
tinker.
Oh, what's this?
Now my favourite from her is give me joy in my heart, give me birthday. Actually, I can't. I've got to say that actually sounds better than what it actually sounds.
Yeah.
And cut. Well, I was going to start with Phillip Scofield. getting practically sacked, because he left on his own accord. And Phillip Scofield, for those who don't know, is a presenter that was on Good Morning programs, and as I said, he was practically sacked for enticing or seducing a young man or boy at that time in the we have no idea about how many other people he was sacked for seducing, because they didn't let us into that. But now he's got himself a program, Phillip Scofield, on an island. Really want to watch that. Really want to see why you had to go and do that, Phillip. No, I don't.
Think what they're thinking, because obviously I'm not watching it, but I saw the advert for it, and it just seems like it's just because it seems like a castaway, like he's just himself on an island. So it seems like it's picked it to make people to feel sorry for him, like, oh, look at Phillip, and oh, look, it's like that.
Why would you give him that forum?
Because they want to hire him again.
You know
it's
what
that
I mean?
Nigel Farage effect on Celebrity Big Brother, isn't it? Like, you go onto these shows and then all your indiscretions
have gone by, you know what I mean? Literally. Then you get a party, like,
so that's what I think
reform, and I think you move on with your life type of thing.
Their way of humanising him again for the public, because they're like, well, we know we had a winning formula.
Yeah.
Well, the people love Phillip.
Yeah, he was our man.
That's hurrah, and it's Channel 5, so that says all you need to know.
Channel 5.
They're taking everything that's going at Channel 5.
It's still a bit risque, just in case it comes back.
I know, just in case. But yeah.
What do you think about do you not know about the Phoenix?
Yeah,
not bothered.
I just feel like for all you people who are paying your TV license, good luck with that. That's where that money's going, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
To pay for this gig, to talk about why decided he liked to
have a young man
at
on
the time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing more to say on that, really. I feel like all these sex predators just coming into the news. In whatever regard that you've done it, I really couldn't care less, like, if it was as huge as that man in America, or as little as, not as little, but what they're obviously casting as little, because why you would give this man a show to let him have a forum to speak on whatever he's done. If he's been fired from TV, leave him fired from TV.
He wasn't retired.
Yeah, we all have to retire, but really, you still got asked to leave.
You would have been sacked.
No one, exactly. It was either you leave on your own accord or we make you leave at the end of the day, otherwise you wouldn't have left. So
nothing else to say about that, you know what I mean?
Nothing more to say about that. I feel like, what's his name? Forrest Gump.
So who's next?
Nothing more to say about that. Come on, man.
So moving on swiftly, can I just do another weekly affair?
Oh, shit.
Is the Milton hurricane. Do you know what I mean? I think that is so scary, you know, and I feel for those people that's over there having to batter down the hatches once again, because it's not been long before they had to do it, you know what I mean, again, type of thing. But this one's even worse, you know, and they've got stupid Trump saying that this is all made up. You know, they've got weather things that they can do just because they want to make it look like they're helping the people, because it's coming onto an election. They're just doing this to get numbers. Please, Trump.
Who's doing it to get numbers?
The other side.
The Democrats.
The Democrats are controlling the weather. I'm not saying that they can't do something to control the weather, but let's put this in perspective, that you wouldn't want to kill a whole part of the country to get some votes.
There may be something in it.
I don't think so. I think that would be too cruel. And anyway...
Are we talking about the same country? America? USA?
Well, they've had to evacuate the whole of Florida and parts of Mexico. So I just want to say, like, we're feeling it for you. Yeah, well, some of us are. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, for the people.
you know,
most
that
definitely.
is,
We've
like,
got family that's
tragic
there,
that you'd have to move out of your homes that you've been in for 30 odd years and things like that. You know, that isn't the best scenario for people. So I hope and, you know, and wish that everybody gets out safely and that it will pass by as soon as, and that everything is okay in the end. I know that people have died already, so it is tragic, you know, but I do want to say that we're still thinking of you here in England. Well, you know what I mean, so I hope you get through it, you know what I mean, wishing you the best, and rest in peace the people that have already died. So moving on.
So my weekly affair is, obviously we know that this ongoing thing in Lebanon is going on, but I saw today, like obviously not today, a couple of days ago, cast our minds back to the beginning of the Ukraine war, when people were trying to get out of the Ukraine,
Was that not 2
and
years
black
ago?
people
No,
were and black people were stuck on the platforms of the train being
And told that
that
be
they
last.
can't get on the trains. This is happening again in Lebanon.
You see?
So there's loads of black people, black migrants in Lebanon. And obviously while everybody's getting migrants out at the moment, so some of them are from, you know, Ethiopia, Sudan, like all these different places in Africa. So now when everybody else is being able to come out, who's left? The black people again. Do you know what I mean? And it's just pitiful that even in the worst of the worst conflict, people can still have time to be racist. Do you know what I mean? Like, when are we gonna frigging learn? Like, literally. So a lot of these are women also. They've some of them have had their passports taken off them because they've gone there to work for people. So they're like house servants and stuff like that. So their passports have been taken off them. So even if they want to get out, they can't get out. Do you know what I mean? Some of them are with children as well. So you know, God bless. Some people have been able to get refuge in like some churches and some kind of like charities that are giving some of these women and kids refuge, but it's not enough. Do you know what I mean? And I don't hear nobody talking about how you know, what's happening to get these people out of there. Obviously they've already in Lebanon because they're escaping war-torn scenarios in their own countries. So it's like, who is helping these people? Do you know what I mean? And it was the same with Ukraine. It was black people that organised and got the black people, the black students, you know, out of Ukraine. So it's going to be up to us again, like, and I can't see at the moment, I can't see any organisation or anything that's thingy. Obviously I've only seen it recently. I've freaking had a manic couple of days since then, but I am going to look deeper into it to try and put a link up to see if we can try and, like, whether it's monetary aid or whatever, do you know what I mean? Just to, whether it's clothes, because like a lot of the time it's like sending clothes and, you know, books or whatever it is, just to help you know, boost morale, and like functional stuff like sanitary products and stuff like that. Like this is where my mind went, like nappies, baby food, and, do you know, like, so yeah, that's just where my mind went with this one. So I'll do a little dig and see if I find something, then I'll put the link up, and then please just have a look at it and see if there's any way that you can contribute then, if that's the case. So yeah.
And yours is?
Correcting that, because obviously about the sending clothes and whatnot.
Yes. Does it get there?
Yeah, I was about to say, like the one I saw something about, I can't remember, it was in Africa, all the clothes that they were receiving.
Oh,
the
Nigeria.
The ones that they were getting was just trash. Like it was just shitty clothes, and then they were burning it, which is polluting the water.
It's full of plastic and shit.
All of that stuff, which is just shit as well, because like even
Doesn't
when
help.
you're doing, it's not, because they're just sending them our trash.
Yeah, they're sending the waste clothes rather than clothes that are actually usable,
used.
that they could use the
And
fabric.
then using those clothes and reselling it back to us.
And then you see people in the comments saying, "Oh, well, why don't they just dispose of it properly?" And it's like, are you mad? Like, are you not
dispose of
seeing
it.
what? Like, you're the
You dispose of it,
you dispose
And
of
you
it
don't have a
properly,
bin
like,
system.
You know what I mean?
You take
Like,
it. What do you do with your stuff?
Yeah,
Because
we've
you're the
got
first people
landfill.
to start fly tipping and dumping your stuff on the side of the road.
Exactly. It's just like the,
And that's where it would stay.
hypocrisy of it all.
And you're just so dirty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they've got nowhere to, they have no infrastructure to get rid of this stuff or to figure. So if you're sending them just pure waste, where are you expecting them to put it? Do you know what I mean? And then obviously, as Risha said, then it's polluting their water and killing off people. Like it's the same, like,
As it goes on
And
and on, you know what I mean? It's still the dumping ground
Yes, exactly.
time and time again.
Again,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
What was yours, Rish?
Okay. I've changed mine slightly. So I watched this film called. You might have to stay nameless.
It was so riveting, she can't remember the name.
Say nameless.
Name of the film, we'll find. It's on
Netflix?
Prime, and it basically was about this true story of this guy who works the stock market, and then he sees this trend for, it's like 2019, 2020, I think. He sees this trend for GameStop, which is the game store, which at the time was actually like pretty redundant, but then the stock looked like it kept going up for it. So he invested like 50 bags into this GameStop, and then like he would like just talk live, and then he was talking about how he saw that it was a worthwhile business and people were still buying and using the stuff from there, but what these corporations were doing were short squeezing the stock, which basically meant that they were like selling off like big amounts of stock for like basically for like shit money, which meant that all of the cost of everyone else's stuff would go down. So then other people would then start shelling off their things, and then people would then start buying it for like bits until basically the whole stock is gone down.
Right.
So they did it with, like, it referenced in the film, like they did it with the guy who started Piggly Wiggly, which was supposed to be the first supermarket that let you go and get your stuff, like, yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, before, it was a case of, like, you'd come in with your list of what you want, and then go
Go
and
around
pack
and
it
get it
for
for
you, and then, like, you pay for it and go. But, like, he made the first supermarket, basically, like, with aisles and stuff like that. You get your stuff, you come to the checkout, and then you pay. So he used that on the stock market, that supermarket, and franchised it. So he was making bags of money, but then they tried to do that to him, and he caught wind because he was sending out rumours to people.
The squeezing thing.
Yeah. They started sending out rumours to people that, oh yeah, like the business is in trouble and blah, 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 blah. So they started selling off their stock. And then, like, that started to finger him. So he bought all of his stock.
His own stuff?
Yeah, he bought
shit.
all of the stock. So, like, to stop people from thinking, and then started to sell to them in, like, little bits through someone. But then,
But is that legal?
at the time,
Yeah.
Like you can own as much percentage of your business, sort of thing. But it was a case of like, obviously, if you don't have other investors, if anything happens within that stock market, it's all on you, sort of thing. So you do want more. But like, the other guys then, because obviously at the time there was no legal route to say that you, the stock exchange unit, had to adhere to the same rule. They could just change their rules at whatever time. So because they were friends with the people who were now cut out of the stock, who were pissed off because they'd just lost a big amount of money because they tried to short them. So they'd taken up, like basically said, here's it for pittance to everyone, holding it back to go and then buy it at a lower price and then basically cut him out and keep that money. So because now he bought all of his stock, they can't get back in. So they're now down. So they went to the big dogs at the thingy, the stock market, and said, he's doing this. So they stopped everyone being able to buy stock on his thingy for a bit, and then cut off any kind of ties to basically allow people to invest in that business at all. So then he was kind of stuck, and then then started itching out, like bringing. I think they brought his stock back down, like. Then obviously everyone started to sell off what they had, and then it brought his stock all the way down to then like he basically went bankrupt.
Oh shit!
And they took over. Well, they then just they dispatched the business. Like they're like, well, we've got the concept of a supermarket. We just brand it as something else.
Just call it whatever.
So they've cut him out completely. But like the whole thing was,
if you haven't painted in an idea, then which I presume.
So it's a bit like the pound shop. If somebody bought out the whole of the
then
stock,
you can have it's a pound, and you can have like the idea is there. But
that's why businesses that are still here after the pandemic, like GameStop or things like that, because they would just get in all cut out. Like like your Starbucks, when no one was in there, but you're still here afterwards. Like River Island, all of this stuff, that's big money that's invested in that. That's never going down because the people who are invested in that will never let that short. Do you get what I mean? So like those are family inherited, like kind of like.
Was it a true story?
So so this one for the GameStop, what this guy did, who was seeing the trend that this was happening, sort of thing, basically defied that and said, everyone else invest and make this business sustainable, so that basically he will never get his investment back because we'll just keep investing. So people who were in the trade, like who were into trading, like, so it was showing it like different people, like experiencing the same thing through the app. So like it's like young people who's working in like GameStop itself, like just random people who were trading, and like the guys at the top then were like, oh yeah, I'm just going to short it more because eventually everyone's going to start to worry that it's shorting so much and then just back out, but they didn't. So the whole standpoint was that even though this man's saying just this online, the essence of it was that he was saying what they're trying to do by us doing this in defiance is us stopping the big corporations from winning, because the more that we invest, regardless of the stock price, the more the business has to keep going up. So our money is then still going up. So he was at something like dumb like 50 mil or something like that, and he was like, I'm still sticking. Like he wasn't taking his money out, so everyone else was sticking. So then they cut off his website.
Oh shit!
So he couldn't stream anymore. And then people started to like be like, oh no, like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Do you get what I mean? Like, because they can't see. No, he's a white guy. They can't see like basically like what his movies, or whether he's now just took all his money and gone. Do you get what I mean? So they're like, oh, what should we do? So some people started backing out, some people howled and lost everything, like literally lost everything. So like at the end sort of thing, I think they let it go on for so long. There was so many people who had invested in it and kept it going, it meant that everyone's investment was up and steady. So then they could start taking bits out and like doing things with it. Do you get what I mean? And totally shorted the big guys.
So it just goes to show.
The long game, innit? And
I think he lost like something dumb, like it was going up like 1 billion a day. He was losing. The big guy at the top was losing 1 billion a day.
That's really good.
That's definitely nerves of steel to fucking see that.
But
shit
that's
going
what
down
I think is
and trust in your plan that this shit's gonna work.
That's where I feel like in order for there to be any kind of real change like that, you know, like for the initial attraction to be about the money and then to get the message, I think it worked.
Has to be community based.
And that's why I think like people like Mr. Beast, I know he's got some shit going on as well, but like work as well, because it initially was about the money and like but the message behind it is now it's so much bigger than that. So
now
like,
it's a business,
and hopefully you just don't know anymore, but like hopefully it's still one where he's genuinely trying to help people. So like that, it was a thing of he's genuinely trying to help people. He saw what they were doing and his own investment, like that was 50 G's that was his saving sort of thing. So to put that
he
in,
decided to like do like just off his own back, just give money, just film like their reactions and they get their stories and stuff. That's what he would do. I'm explaining who the dude is.
Yeah. But yeah, so that I would say really good film.
No. You're gonna have to find the name now because I'm just thinking, gonna really.
Oh, the dilemma.
What would you do?
I've got paper again. You're in a shop. And you notice...
What colour's the shop?
Okay. You notice the security is following you around.
No,
and because it's because you're black.
Yeah, you are.
And but as you're looking for your stuff, you notice that there is a white girl stealing food. Do you tell security or presume she's hungry and you leave her? So that is the dilemma.
Oh my God.
Do you tell the security? Or you think, well, they're following me around, so bitch, you're going to get told.
I would ask the security for some dumb instructions and be like, excuse me. As I'm seeing this white girl stealing all that shit, I'll be like, carry on stealing, girl. Excuse me, you think this is microwavable? Do you think it would go nice with pasta?
I'm security.
What do you I'll be asking all kinds of questions. Do you know where the toilet paper is? Excuse me, would you help me? Can I get a basket? Oh my God, I'll be going in. Meanwhile, I'll be like, girl, you better get that. You better get that food. You better get some for me too. Get me some Ferrero Rochers. Tuck them in. Get me a little something.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, easy one. Absolutely. I don't business about. If you want to follow me around the store, that's your business. I couldn't care less. I don't need to give you that energy. I would have potentially pretended to back my ass up. But they don't deserve that.
What?
Oh no, I'm not backing up.
Oh, please no.
I'm with Rach. I'm not helping him to do his job. Literally, especially when he's bloody racially profiling. That damn serving right, I'd hope it come out of his pay packet as well. I might even freaking go buy and like you get your shopping, put it in a bag.
Oh yeah.
And then just go like I'm walking out the door and then just come back slowly, like, pick up a few.
Do you know that they've stopped people in the past for shopping badly? Because they've done things like that.
Etiquette.
Yeah, shopping etiquette.
No.
Yeah, but they've banned them from the shop.
No.
Because they're shopping badly.
I don't give a damn.
Or,
no.
As an alternative, you could be giving him the eyes and shit. Yeah. And then get to the front desk and be like, excuse me, I'd like to make a complaint. I think that your security guard is sexually harassing me because he keeps looking at me in this alluring way, like he wants to see me.
And he's just following me all around,
Excuse me, could I just go to
too far.
I have to say.
Meanwhile, that
She's
girl's
gone.
on her way.
She's still gone.
On her way. Either way, she's getting her
I
stolen
can
gun.
actually remember being in a charity shop and observing this girl stealing, and it was like, no.
Would you get emotionally?
In a charity shop?
In a charity shop,
Oh,
and it
Lord,
was
that's a
like,
really low.
I just went over to the woman at the counter, and I says, "Can I just have a word?" type of thing. And she went, where? When I says to her,
Oh my God.
I'm like the girl's walking closer to the counter.
She was like,
and I'm going,
I don't want to be around you, black woman. So you was being racial profile while she was trying to snitch on this girl.
But I'd left before I know that they were going up to her, but she was definitely, and I thought, no, that is so
She could have
low.
come back and stabbed you up over what?
Eating, stop it, what are you at?
For crossing her up in the charity
We're
shop.
talking from experience.
Yeah,
You know,
stabbing me or
people's
right.
business,
They're
man.
about my karate.
Is it your shop?
In the charity
Is
shop.
it your
no.
shop?
It's a charity shop.
Can I just say, honestly,
Oh, really?
I generally feel like it's a charity shop. If I come, you can have a price on it, yeah, but I feel like if I come to you and I say, excuse me, I really need this, like I'm genuinely
come to her.
and blah blah blah.
Come to
I
them,
need
but don't
this.
steal it.
Can I have this for free? You should get it for free.
Yeah.
I genuinely do feel
Yeah,
like
because
should be the
that's
case.
what it's for. It's charity
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah, no,
But don't be
so I'm like,
They come in
stealing
with
it.
their big £15 for a little top or something, man.
No, that's
Surely not.
Are you going
I
to?
see a dot on a charity item. I'm like, where you going with that price? Even for a couch, I'm like, nah, not over 50. Where you going?
What charity shop are you?
$299. That's what I'm trying
Them
to say.
British Heart Foundation
That's what I'm
shops,
trying to
they're
say.
They're
Do you
over. What's it?
realise-
I told you.
I don't get-
I told you that thing cost me 200 quid.
You can go on Amazon and get a sofa delivered next day for £300.
I bought
You
it
need
from
to go
there
on
because it's a
Spot.
charity shop.
People just giving shit away on Spot.
I know, well, I don't want to get
Sofas
anybody's
and all sorts.
energy
Oh.
anymore on them
Just
sorts of
got a
thing.
whole bed.
No, I don't. I mean, like mattresses. Really, you know what I
I
mean?
didn't say a mattress.
It's not their. It's their energy on
my
that.
house.
It's still in her house. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been in the Poundland and
No,
the security
but-
guard
but
walks past me
Poundland,
and says,
different.
"Oh, did you see a man that blah blah?" I blatantly saw the man stuffing all the noodles and shit
No,
down his
I
pants.
wouldn't do
He didn't
that.
come saying anything. Hell
no, I wouldn't.
you.
For the
Yeah, he's
pound.
like, "Oh, did you see
No.
blah blah blah?" Described
No,
him.
I
was
wouldn't
like,
be asking
nope,
about that.
nope,
But I mean,
didn't see
but when I
anything.
saw that girl doing it in the charity shop, it was like, no, bitch.
I genuinely
That is
probably
bad,
wouldn't have
you know what I
noticed,
mean?
If I'm honest.
Chances are you're gonna go away and sell it on Vinted or something like that. You know what I mean? No.
Well, you can't be looking for the bad in everyone. You gotta take
So
it as what
that
it is.
is the.
Have you ever stole, Mum?
No, you mad?
Not even a chewing gum.
They'd be able to tell that my
Not
heartbeat
even a
would be
chewing
coming.
gum.
coming out my
In the
chest.
corner shop and they had all like the
You know what?
sticks
Just
and
take
like-
it. Just take it. It's not worth it. I was just
What
asking you for
you?
the time.
No.
no.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh God, no, man.
I've been witness to it.
Disclaimer. No, that is terrible.
No.
I feel like it's a show of poverty, and I'm not showing anybody that I'm poor. Do you know what I
was a
mean?
child.
That's like
I was poor.
bad for the thing.
I was poor.
He was not.
I'm just living on
You
goodwill.
always got sweets and things like that. There was no
weren't
need
always,
to. That was just a dare or something
Mine was
like
just
that.
for the
Probably.
experience.
Exactly.
Wouldn't recommend.
Because you lot weren't without. You know what I mean?
Oh, my belly was hungry, man.
Shut up. You should be ashamed to say that. You know what I mean?
starving and I needed those Louis
I can remember
Those E numbers.
those sweets being at the front of like one of these news agents, And like you used to go in there, you have to go boom, you know what I mean? You used to go in there and like he'd pick them up, and I'd say, well, if you don't want to stick them there, I'm sorry, my son's gonna think that they're there for free. So you want to monitor him, that's up to you. I'm not going to monitor him. If you've got them there, that's free sweets.
Free sweets. Come on. Can we go back to that free sweet shop?
Yeah, every time she went in there and he took them, she just said nothing, you know what I mean? So anyway, that is the dilemma.
I took B into the bank the other day and they did the same thing. There was
We didn't do a robbery, did he?
No, and Macmillan, well, he practically like, was halfway through a biscuit, then was like,
in a
bank?
They had the Macmillan coffee mornings going on.
Yeah. He's like,
oh, right. While he's chomping on
as
it.
the crumbs are just falling from your mouth. Yeah, crack on. I was like, oh, is it alright to crack on? Yeah, has he got any allergies? It's too late now, isn't it? If he's going to have a fit, he's going to have it fitted. Freaking out, he's already...
I'm going to sue you, because my son has got allergies.
And he wasn't even the same one. He had 2 fingers, a whole little, the one with the little stripes. He was numbing on. He was like looking around like, no one else is in here, B.
Come again.
You're the type that would sue them when your child gets an allergy reaction.
Nah,
like,
it's not their fault.
You know what I mean? But anyway, so that was the dilemma.
Oh, I need a beverage.
And
there's all these cups and there's no bloody...
You should have bought some more.
Mine's black.
Cold.
So the next thing is... It's how much?
Alright, how much is this then? Go and have a look.
What is
flowers?
Yeah, bouquet flowers.
How many?
18 red and white.
Shit.
It's right there.
That's
18 red and white rose.
Okay.
Bouquet.
I know that they can get really expensive.
Right, it's giving. Remember, it's a bouquet, so that's your kind of clue.
It's a wedding bouquet.
Yeah.
I would say that is probably, it's either, unless it's not real flowers.
Oh. I don't know. I didn't go into the specifics.
The research.
I didn't actually buy it.
The specification.
Do you know what I mean?
I would say
I ain't got a wedding to go to.
real, then they're going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe $350
If it's real flowers.
for a bouquet, because then they're going to arrange it in a certain thing.
It's not real flowers. It looks very plastic.
If it's plastic,
I shouldn't have even said
probably
that.
just cheap.
Well, no,
I don't know.
I'm bringing it down then. It's very important.
Yeah, it is very important.
No, I didn't want to be giving you all them kind of clues, to be fair.
What, whether it's real or fake?
If it's real or fake, it's very...
I don't know whether it's real or fake. You're getting what you're getting from the photo.
If it's
Let me have a look
fake,
at the photo then.
it's a tenner.
No, that's it. You saw your...
If it's fake, it's a tenner. If it's real, it could be up to 200 quid.
So what's your price?
Could be on Etsy.
200 quid.
What's yours, Ray?
I'm going to say 15 if it's not real.
Okay. It's £8.50.
Yeah,
It's not real.
She tried to trick.
I would have won.
Always trust your instincts, Ray. Always.
I've got to find my phone.
I'm going to tally this. When we get to 50 episodes, I'm going to tally up it's how much is and see how much. It's how much we've got, how much a new one.
Okay, this is it. Long sleeve cashmere tunic sweater.
Cashmere.
Hermes.
You always go for the expensive.
Long sleeve cashmere tunic sweater. But it is Hermes. There's somebody out there saying, oh, I know how much that is. Think big.
1,200.
1,000.
More.
Rare. Do you remember what it cost for the belt?
Oh shit, the belt.
It was like
What is it with you and this brand?
Isn't it like $6,000 or something, Dom?
Sorry.
Hold on, don't confirm or deny because I'm going to go again.
It's just the top, it's not...
It's not the bottom.
No.
God knows what the bottom is. Is it a skirt or a trouser?
Skirt.
What is this outfit anyway? It looks like a fucking turtle.
It's a turtleneck.
I like it.
She looks like a fucking turtle.
I like it.
I hate it. I'm gonna say. What did you say? 1,000.
No, I said like $6 grand.
$6,000. That's
It's
a lot.
Hermes. She's saying
How much was the belt?
3,000, wasn't it? About
3,000.
Oh God, I'm gonna go. Would somebody really buy a cashmere jumper for over $5,000?
no.
No.
Do you want to go again?
Do you think it's lower than that, Mum?
Yeah. Well, she knows the price. I'm gonna stick with mine. 1,800.
Okay.
You
You want to stick with yours?
700.
700.
Okay, so
Okay.
No, you can't do that.
2,000.
Okay. Let's stick with 2,000, shall we?
2,000.
What did you say?
1,800.
Right. Okay.
Oh, look at what
so
that
lovely.
was.
Good. It is. Should go sleep. 3,690.
So I would have been closer.
That's
If I'd
what
stuck
it
at
is.
Well,
6.
yeah.
No.
But you still won.
You would have been closer if
No.
you'd have said.
If I
If she'd have said
6, how's that?
Now
time?
you're closer.
How's that massive?
Oh, well, hers is only 1.
Right,
and yours
mine
is
is
6. So that's over. And hers would have been less.
600. And Maria said 1,000.
Yeah, so hers is less. So that's closer to 3,000.
Okay.
Come on, let's do the math.
So,
I am.
okay. First, there's a question.
Oh my God.
Who
Why does it have to be
is-
complicated with
Just
you?
because. Double.
Just because.
Who is the top? Because this came out Forbes thingy, net worth wealthiest people. So who is the top ranking wealthiest female musician of 2024?
That woman. And I just don't understand why.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, it's Taylor Swift. So how much
I saw
is
this.
Taylor Swift's net worth?
I think it was something like 600 billion or something like that. Something
That's very high.
amazing. 6 billion then. I'm sure I saw 6 something.
I'm going to go like 36. No. No, I feel like
not a
36 is
test.
too low. Let's go. What did you say? 60?
6 billion.
600.
6 billion.
6 billion. I'm going to go higher than 6 billion. Probably going to go... Okay, let me just go with 36 then.
Billion.
Billion?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not that high, guys.
Okay.
It is 1.6 billion. So now
1.6.
you're probably like, well, that's not a lot, but
No,
yeah,
it
that's
isn't a lot.
that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's just I thought that I'd thought Beyonce had already made it into billionaire status. So
Yeah, they've made it into billionaire status.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. Oh, maybe because
Oh,
she's number
yeah.
5. She's number 5.
Is she?
Beyonce was.
I would have thought
Rihanna's
she's
number
more
2,
than
but
big-
Rihanna was
More
number
than
1.
what's
the
it though?
beginning.
I would have thought she's more than 1.6
So she went
billion.
into billion.
She was in the billions, 1.4 billion.
Oh, okay. So they're still all in the one.
Yeah, so they're all
Okay.
still in the ones.
That's
because
what-
she's
Rihanna.
the
Yeah.
highest.
So I thought
Rihanna's
that.
second.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I thought that.
I would have thought that Rihanna. Are you sure that's up to date? Because
This
Rihanna
is
hasn't
just
done
this
nothing
week.
recently.
It's just
She has.
no,
She's
because
done
it's her
hair.
Fenty Beauty. It's
She's
all
done
the
hair.
hair
Oh,
products.
she's got
it's the
hair
makeup.
products.
So this is
That's
everything.
as a
It's not just.
conglomerate, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why that
Um,
Kylie girl was up there for so long because she brought out a shitload of makeups and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, and her sister.
But
It's got a clothes
yeah,
line.
so I had thought that Beyonce had already made it into the
Yeah,
billions.
I thought she
And
had.
I knew that she was still lower than Taylor. So I just thought that she would have been a bit higher than like.
I think it's because I'm not sure, but I think Taylor's released some kind of film recently, and obviously she's got all her crazy.
I wonder
fans.
she gave all that
And
money
she's just done
to
her tour
what's
and that
it?
as well. But yeah, I don't see why. But congratulations.
No, don't. It's what's demonic.
Congratulations. Okay, so is that it How much done?
It's
How much? So I'll start with hate and congratulate, just because I'm here.
Okay.
I've got two, so bear with me, guys. One is a congratulate. Should we start with a bit of congratulate?
Go on then.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't even know what mine is going to be.
Congratulations to, let me get his name. His Imperial Highness Prince Ermias Haile Selassie, grandson of Emperor Haile Selassie I, who has successfully negotiated the repatriation of 19th century ornamented shield stolen by British troops following the Battle of Magdala. Is that right? Magdala. Yeah. The shield then appeared into a private collection and was put up for sale by the UK auction house in February this year. The Prince Ermias established the Royal Ethiopian Trust RET, a non-profit organisation to preserve and promote the cultural, educational and economic well-being of all Ethiopian people. So his quote is, "This shield is not just a historical artifact, it is a symbol of Ethiopia's history and resilience." So basically that's just like a backstory of saying why it's so important, but that's the shield. Obviously I'll put it up. So obviously it was looted back in the day, and he's finally been able to...
No, it's not looted.
Oh, was it not?
No.
Was it not?
It was just withheld from the country.
It's just there for the Europeans to peruse.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, congratulations. It's good to see these people are able to get their stuff back. So that's a better picture. So that's him there. And then hate. Now, I've spoken about, when we speak about African news and stuff like that, I've spoken about African Stream, which is like... it's like a broadcasting publication. So they have a YouTube channel, they have like an actual website, they have a TikTok channel, they have an Instagram. Well, all of that shit was closed down. The only place where they can reside right now is Twitter, because obviously, anything goes on Twitter. But why has it been shut down? So Secretary fucking, we nearly got through a whole episode without me swearing, I think. Secretary Anthony Blinken said that he's banning African Stream along with some other podcasts and like independent media, basically, let's just call it that. So he's banning them because they're saying that they've got Russian ties.
Oh, really?
Really?
But Elon can,
so they're trying to say
Elon
that
can do what he likes.
Yeah, but they're trying to say that they're being funded by Russia because basically there's a lot of funding coming in to Africa through from Russia, and African Stream have been very vocal about why we're trying to get Europeans out. So let's not dive too deeply in the Russia thing, but also acknowledging that they have an alliance, that they are a more beneficial alliance than the UK and the US, basically, is what they've highlighted in some of their... and these are all like journalists. These aren't just people just, chatting wop. Do you know what I mean? So they've used this to ban them, basically saying that they've got ties to Russia, and so that they're a danger to Thingy. But no, it's not that. What the danger is that they're not only talking about African issues, like their numbers have become phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? So people are on now, and people are listening, and people are awake, and because they're consistent and their stories are thingy, a lot of the time they are, and they're talking about the link between Palestine, Congo, Sudan. So they're making these links between Israel and these kind of scenarios that are happening in these countries. From the time you're starting to do that, shit's done. Do you know what I mean? Basically, that's the message that they're thinking. And I think it's that coupled with they're also highlighting the good parts of Africa, the parts of Africa that we won't see on our news. We're not gonna see them talking about the Sahel Alliance. We're not gonna see them talking about people moving back to Ghana. We're not gonna see, you know what I mean, unless you're in those community groups, you're not gonna see and hear about it. But they're thinking, and they're like talking about Pan-Africanism. I think that word alone like just scares the shit out of them. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like
say Black Panther.
Basically, do you know what I mean? Basically, like it's become like a weaponized term to these states and these governments, and it's just like it just really pissed me off this week. I've got to be honest, because obviously it is a source of news. There are other independent medias as well. I'll put their statement on.
What is it, Bumble or Humble or something?
There's loads of different thingies, but like I'm talking about in terms of news, like news media outlets, because that's what they are. Do you know what I mean? They're talking about what's happening in the news, and they dissect it in a way that people can understand. Do you know what I mean? And it's young people. These aren't like old people, so it's like young people are listening to them. Do you know what I mean?
The strange thing about general news is that you can watch the news in the morning and it's going to be the same in the evening, regardless of, apart from if the wars got worse or better or whatever. But apart from that, the news is going to be the same from the morning. You don't even have to watch it in the evening unless you want to be updated about what happened in one of the wars, because there is a few. I mean, like, we first had to hear about everything that happened in Ukraine, and now it's forgotten. Like, the war is not going on in Ukraine. But I mean, like, the way it was... I'm saying that the way it was reported initially is like how the rest of the wars are being reported now. We don't hear about Ukraine unless you really do a deep dive. You don't hear about Ukraine unless the president or the prime minister of Ukraine is going somewhere and they want to meet up with him. You don't hear about it. So it's like, it's all sort of like a lot of propaganda
that they would like pick up on, like the fact that we how much money we're sending for whatever. The stuff that would normally just get pushed through, like, you know what I mean, like in the UK, because obviously Ahmed, the main face of it, basically, his dad, he was a Sudanese diplomat, and they fled Sudan to come to England. So he's been raised like around law and passing laws and stuff like that. So it was only when, you know, stuff kind of got stable that his dad has been able to go back to where he's come from. But I think they're based in Kenya, so he's like, you know, somebody that's decided to make the move back. And I think this is another thing, like they talk about things like that, like you know, people from the diaspora wanting to come back to Africa. I think all of this is very dangerous talk as far as government is concerned. So they always say, like, you know, go home. But when people actually start thinking about it logically, and let's send money back to put in infrastructure, and let's fix the roads, let's do this for ourselves.
It's like
no, don't do that. Do you know what I mean? So
So that's it. So what's yours?
Hate. Hate. I forgot.
That's it. Just hate.
Pretty much
hate it.
Pretty much sums it up this week. It's gonna sound like real anti, but I just feel like my hate this week is the gender that me born.
Oh, right.
Period. The admin of life. The toll of child rearing. Just everything. I feel like it's absolutely exhausting, and as much as like, you can get absolutely amazing men out there, don't get me wrong, I'm not like downpouring you before you start getting in your comments and your feelings. As a woman, fam, it's exhausting, it's fucking exhausting, and I'm just tired this week. I feel like there's not enough like just support in terms of like, even something as basic as contraception, I know that we've even spoke about it before, but something as basic as contraception to allow women to not be constantly onus on a period that sometimes fucking hurt. And I've realised this week as well that it's not supposed to hurt, ever. So you should be able to go to your doctor and ask them, why is it hurting? And they're supposed to tell you why it's hurting, but they don't do any research or infrastructure into that because they couldn't give a shit about what women, what their problems are.
Yeah.
It's just mad to know that there's a, like, an actual working cure to, like, going into menopause in the way that women do, and there's absolutely no research around that. So it's just jarring.
So they give
to
you
know
HRT. They'll give you a hysterectomy.
No, they don't give you. Well, they don't give you it. Well, you still get the same fucking symptoms.
That's it. But that's what I mean. That's it. You're
But that's
limited
it.
at
There's
that.
no research of that.
You're
That's
still
it.
going through
you
the
have
process.
a big ass operation. But I just feel like, but there's medicine to get your dick hard. There's not even medicine to get your pussy wet. So just to say, no, but there's not. Do you get what I mean?
Sex products.
So do you get what I mean?
Lube.
No, there's lube, which is also mainly for men as well. Do you get what I mean? But like, or initially it came about to help them, you know, moisturise a little bit easier. See if they could have got along without.
You could use Vaseline.
But yeah, I just feel like
You just
as
had
a
a shit woman week.
Yeah, as a whole, I just feel like, to be fair, part of being a woman is lying to yourself and saying that, oh yeah, it's just a shit woman week. A lot of the time, it's just a shit woman. Like the existence as an adult of a woman is a lot of shit, and you just kind of, like how they do in the business, faking it for other people because as a general, it's a shittish job. It is a shittish job, but like, not to say you don't enjoy parts, but it, like, when you look at, you know, different roles in the diaspora of roles, yeah, I don't feel like we kind of got the short straw a little bit sometimes. Not that there's a good and other straw, because I feel like to go out and work 24/7, if that's a man's role, I don't like that either. It's just, what did we do to ourselves, people?
Yeah. I heard somebody saying that the other day. It's like, really? We was just born to work a lot and then die? You know what I mean?
What point did it get to the point that we weren't just like, just strolling around picking apples or mango or shit from trees? When did that switch? Like, because...
But I think some people are still doing that in their countries. That's what I'm saying.
That is true.
Then how did we get out? When did we get to a point where someone took all of the trees and said, I own all these trees?
That's imperialism.
That is. And it's like Animal Farm. If you've ever read Animal Farm, as I was saying to somebody the other day, that I didn't understand Animal Farm in the lit, you know, English lit days when I had to do English lit. You know, I had to read it and tell them, you know, what it was about, but it was like I didn't really understand it. And then I read Animal Farm in my older age, you know what I mean? And I understood it because it was politics. It was like a group of animals getting together and sorting out a political state. And I thought, like, wow, do you know what I mean? This person wrote, which obviously it's a big person, you know, Orwell wrote it. And it shows us, like, how we can do our own selves in, you know what I mean? Like, everybody running around the farm and fine and dandy until one animal thought, do you know what, we need order, so let's get together and I'll be the head. And you know what I mean? And do you know what I mean? So that is the crux of it, type of thing, you know what I mean? That we get ourselves into this situation because we think that we can't manage ourselves. You know what I mean? Which, like, at the end of the day, we do end up managing ourselves even when we do.
People, but then, like you said, there's always a people person. I think it was another film.
Oh God.
And he was a murderer.
You ain't got no name.
Was he a murderer? No, it wasn't a film, it was you. I finally watched the end of that at some point, time ago. But yeah, where they were like arguing the point between like, okay, so say that you are in this kind of world where it's equal and you don't have to like, there's no one at the top sort of thing. What do you do with the bad people then? Because it's a free thingy. So, but there's always going to be people who are bad. So what do you do with that? Do you, in this case, then create now a state of play where they either get banished or you kill them, or there's now a jail area which then becomes this dynamic,
like the
or do you just kill him off as a group? Decide to kill him off, and some people were like, kill him off because we want to keep our state of play where everyone gets a thingy, but then it's also then deciding who is the bad guys now.
But it's also
killing one person.
Really and truly,
it's not like killing another person.
Could it not be like? I mean, like, isn't that like an animal state where animals just kill each other? There is animals that just kill other animals and not for food.
But then that's where I'm saying. I mean? So then it would, if we lived in that complete state, if you was offended by someone and stab them,
which people are doing.
But but like they're doing it without offence. But like if you'd lived in this state where it's a case of like, well, you're umpire to yourself. There's no repercussions other than we're supposed to all be getting along. But then if they do something that's classed as for them mediocre, where you like, you sneezed on my face, now bond that. Like, do you get what I mean? Like. Or, now you've hurt and assaulted my child or something like that. Those are two different things where you're reacting to. Do you get what I mean? But then who's to say, that was acceptable, but that was too much.
But I would say, like, does it matter? Because, I mean, it's a bit like the drug taking thing, to me anyway. I've never understood the control of drugs as a rule, because like you ain't gonna stop a heroin addict. I mean, there was a time when drugs were sent in the post to other countries, states or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's never been a case where drugs has been penalised for taking drugs, has stopped people from taking drugs. Do you know what I mean? It's never been a case.
In general,
so like, why are we putting these emphasis on people taking drugs and put them in a prison and that's got to be a motive. There's got to be some sort of underlying motive for putting somebody who is injecting drugs into their body and you put them in a prison. What are they going to do when they come out? Inject drugs because that's where they are, type of thing. So I don't see some reasons for policing. There is other reasons that are not good for policing. So mine is, and I've just remembered it, is like, really, UK has given back the Chagos Islands back to Mauritius after 50 years, after they made everybody leave these islands, made them leave these islands, and now telling them, you can go back if you like.
What, now they've done everything?
Now the island is not, not necessary, or to them it's not needed anymore. But they're also telling the people, like, who had families and people that lived there, all over them years before the 50 years that they took over, that you can go back as well. But it's like these people had generations of people that lived on that island. Do you know what I mean? And now they're telling them that they can actually go back to what? You know, and that's the same like with every country that England has actually taken over. It's not for people's benefit, and this is why, one of the reasons why I'm not into Independence Day. There is no country that England owned or took over, colonized, that is still, I know you're not,
sorry,
I know it is boring, yeah.
No,
but
it's not.
It's like, there's no country that is not on lease. Still, you know what I mean? They're still on lease. They're still not an independent country. It's still not somewhere that you can say, well, I come from there, and, you know, like I can say generations. My grandparents, I have never seen, because my grandparents couldn't come to England. Do you know what I mean? They weren't allowed to come to England. So what you've done is put me in a position where I don't know my, if you've done a heritage thing on me, I would not know where I come from. And you wouldn't know either, because you don't go back that far for black people in their heritage. And then you're telling these people they can go back to this island. Why couldn't it have happened before 50 years? Why did it happen in the first place? Is just another question. But I hate the fact that you want to call us independent in another country, or where our parents came from, Windrush or whatever. It's not an independent country. It's still not independent. And, you know, after 50 years, sorry, you know, I mean, I think compensation.
Where's the reparations again?
Yeah,
like, so that they can build up something
people
into this now, like, so that, you know, it's something that they can now pass down to their children. But if you're just handing it to them, like, you know, similarly to, I don't even know, like somewhere like Haiti, like it seems like they're going to give it back to them in order to say, well, now go on, fuck it all up, and then we'll come and take it back again. Do you know, it sounds like that's what they're setting them up for. But
so
we'll
anyway,
see.
That's my hate.
Hate.
I would say congratulate, but I can't think of one.
It has not been.
I thought it was going to be a congratulate, sorry.
No, it's fine.
It was going to be a congratulate, but I don't think that it is. They've done a statue of the guy that played in Get Out.
Oh, Daniel Kaluyya.
On his back. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? On his back. The Get Out thing. I thought to myself, like, I'm sorry.
You take umbrage.
Do you know what I mean? That could have been anybody. That's not him. You know, there is another one that they done, and that person is standing up. You can see who they are and all that. Why has he got to be on his back? But congratulations, you got a statue. What's his name?
Daniel Kaluyya.
Thank you. You know what I mean?
Get out. It's to get out. Did you know what? Did you understand the symbolism of the
Of course I did.
Okay. Just to make sure you didn't just think they just put the black man on his back. Just for that.
I know that where it was. I did watch a film.
I did get it. But
that is the only reference that of the film that you would have to kind of take away from it, because otherwise the other two is just going to be him smiling, which is a reference to the film, because nothing's smiling about.
They could have done that. They could have done that.
Exactly, and then
freaked everybody out walking past it.
Actually showed his face.
So at least
the man's lying down, and he'd have to look over.
Oh, we know the girls standing there by the end of the way.
Shut up.
like, oh, Rach, let's go.
And the Riddle has gone. So,
oh my god. The Riddle is, where are we? Oh, what question can you never answer yes to? My time to talk.
You forgot.
What?
Subscribe.
Oh god, like and subscribe.
Oh gosh.